years ago, my daughter's father had what we thought were panic attacks. He would wake up in the middle of the night, grabbing his chest with shortness of breath. And every time he went to the hospital, they would say, oh, he just had panic attacks or anxiety attacks. And that was all that they would diagnose him with. About 6 months ago, while at work in Florida, he passed out. And he went to the hospital because he thought he was dehydrated. After being in the hospital, they diagnosed him with a disease called Brugada syndrome. Brugada syndrome can precipitously be diagnosed to many Americans without them having any knowledge of the disease. First, I want to give a brief background about the disease. Brugada syndrome is a disease that causes irregular heartbeat, basically. When you have Brugada syndrome, you can't function the way you normally would. Brugada syndrome is founded in mostly males, young males, like 21, in the age between 18 and 21. That's who it normally runs in. It's not something that you can catch. Like, it's not a disease. If you touch somebody, you can catch it. It's not a sexually transmitted disease. It's like inherited. It's hereditary. When people who have Brugada syndrome, they have symptoms such as Seneca, which is fainting. They pass out. They have night thrashes. That, like I said, my daughter's father, he was waking up in the middle of the night, grabbing for his chest, couldn't breathe. That was a symptom of that. It was a night thrash. And they also have, they suffer from cardiac arrest. So with this disease, researchers found normally people who just fall dead is caused from Brugada syndrome. Next, I will tell you of a treatment. There's only one way that you can treat this syndrome because researchers really haven't found a cure. The only way you can treat it is with a ICD. And the ICD is it's like a pacemaker, basically. They put it in, you have to get it surgically installed. And it helps your heartbeat to be more regular. You'll still have, like I said, no cure. You'll still have the disease. However, you won't faint as much as you did. You won't have any night thrashes like you were at first. Also, with the ICD, if anyone has Brugada syndrome, they get an ICD, that's because it's really bad. Like, it's leading to sudden death. So they won't just give it to you because, oh, you have it. You have to be really deep into the disease in order for you to get there. I interviewed my baby's father and I asked him, you know, how has this changed your life? How has it affected you since you found out you had it? And before he had this, he used to play basketball. He used to work. He used to, like, be very involved with his children. And now, because he's so afraid of Seneca or fainting, he can't do all of that. He can't play basketball. He has to get disability. He can't do any of that because of Brugada syndrome. Brugada syndrome can precipitously be diagnosed to many Americans without them having any knowledge of the disease.